What is up, Sooner Nation? Welcome to a little bonus surge action, as Mike Thorpe says, as we give reaction to the college football playoff bracket that was released today around 11:30 when they actually released it. Yeah, you're right, Tutties. Jason's very easy to talk to. He's very affable, and we'll get his takes on this as well. Hey, to say that I'm shocked would be inaccurate because we've said the whole time you don't know what this committee is going to do, Jay. I know yesterday there was hints that maybe Bama's not going to drop at all, and that's what they decided. I've got a couple of things first before we get into this matchup because about a month ago, what was it? November 15th, OU goes to Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa wins 23-21. And now a little over a month later, December 19th, Friday Night Football in Oklahoma, at the Palace on the Prairie. Graduation weekend. It's going to be insane. Bama's been just kind of struggling. So there's a lot of that talk. And then there's the line comes out and Bama's favored to win. But Jay, before we get on into all that, I've got to say this about the committee. If you were to put the resumes, take away eye tests, just put resumes, they got it right. Like if you're strictly to do resumes, like Bama versus Miami, yeah, Bama's. They had one SEC loss, 2 losses total. Miami had a bad loss as well. I think they got it right overall, Jay. But what they did in Notre Dame because of this Tuesday night crap, where they have Tuesday night rankings, and all they do is keep moving Miami up. What they did in Notre Dame there was wrong. They should have had Miami ahead of them earlier. That's the only thing.
I take a few things from this, Jerm, and thanks everybody for joining us. Really appreciate it for this bonus surge. I hate the whole narrative of, well, we can't really see where Miami is with Notre Dame until they're right next to each other. That's bogus. That should have been happening all along. They didn't do it. Here's what it comes down to, my opinion. 2 things. 1, Duke won last night. ACC was not getting a team in. Well,
I said this last night. They would want ACC to get in.
That could have something to do with it. The other one is this. Alabama, if you drop them to 10, Germ, you have a buffer between Notre Dame and Miami.
Well,
at that point, you can't. The only way you could drop Bama and not put them in and deal with the Notre Dame Miami was to drop Bama completely out.
Well,
so that to me is why it all kind of ended up the way it was.
I also think, like NIL Commission says, and I said this last night on the live, if Duke wins, they're gonna want a Power 4 a conference like ACC to get one in, and Miami has a chance to go. That could open the door for them. I think it did. Had Virginia won, I think it would have been Notre Dame.
But isn't it crazy that a team that didn't even go to their conference championship and the conference championship winner didn't get in, but they got in? Think about that.
I think they wanted to set a precedent. You've got to be in one of the Power 4 conferences. Notre Dame isn't. They're left home, and you could argue that one of the best teams is not.
Okay, Germ, to your point though, the Power 5 conference. If you want to put a Power 4 conference in champion, the champion of the ACC was Duke. Miami didn't even play in the game.
I know, Jay. They wanted a Power 4 to play in it. Hey, the talk of Bama though. Let's get to Bama because it's OU Bama. It's going to get great ratings, like Court says. The first game had elite ratings. They're not going to be going against an NFL game. It's going to be all eyes on Norman, Oklahoma. And look, OU needs to win this game. It'd be so huge for the program. They've owned Alabama. It's hard to keep beating teams, Jay, when you own them, but I like the matchup in some ways. I do think this, though. Can we talk about this? I think there's also some motives of the committee where they can eliminate some SEC teams early in this thing so that it's not an SEC fest later in the college football playoff. For example, they did not have to match up OU Bama, but now they get rid of an SEC team. Well, furthermore, they did not have to have Ole Miss versus A&M in the second round. If they would have just put Bama not at 9, they could have done this, Jay. They could have done it. They've got some motives in place, Jay. They've got some motives.
You also have 2 rematches in the first round. You got Ole Miss Tulane, which was a whipping earlier on. 3 rematches. Oh, you're right. What's the third one I'm missing? First round.
I didn't know there's a third one. I thought there was 2.
I think that's it. Third. Friday night at 7. OU a 2.5-point dog last I looked. And let me say this. Nick Saban,
terrible.
Listen, I've actually enjoyed him on game day, but I don't see Joey Galloway wearing Ohio State colors on there. Saban's in his crimson jacket, cream shirt for Alabama, red and white, whatever. And he goes on a little rant about all these teams, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Miami, and all he says about those three teams are negative things. And then he goes to Alabama and he talks about how they beat Georgia in September. It was so bad. I'm going to clip it. I got it clipped already. But like he called OU as an impediment on offense. Well, Alabama right now isn't much better than OU. They might be worse right now than OU on offense.
The -3 rushing yards in an SEC title game.
But he didn't want to look at that. He didn't want to look at that.
They lose 28-7. Now, I see Mike says, I sure hope we are a lot healthier. I think OU's going to be healthier. But, guys, I've seen people posting it. Alabama's one of the most hurt teams right now in college football on their injury report. They've got 2 weeks to heal up and get guys like Jan Miller, Cuevas. I mean, they've got to heal up as well. If you go back to that matchup, and I really don't want to spend a whole lot of time talking about this instant reaction of just the college football playoff committee. The committee's a joke. It needs to be done with. It's ridiculous. But I do want to talk about OU's matchup too, and we got 2 weeks to talk about it.
Hey, but one thing I do want to talk about the whole bracket, because I think in general, when you look at the OU side of the bracket, I like it. And the reason why is I said yesterday I'd rather play Indiana than Ohio State. I know people will say, well, they won the Big Ten. They're undefeated. I know, but you stay away from Ohio State, Georgia. The only time you would play them would be in a national championship game. Right now, the way it sits, if you beat Bama, you're going to play Indiana. If you beat Indiana, you're going to play Texas Tech or Oregon.
Hey, have you looked at let me look at something. Jay, let me look at something. Keep going.
Yeah, so I like that aspect for Oklahoma. I like that side of the bracket, honestly. If you'd have told me before the season you got to beat Bama, who you already beat, and then you get Indiana and Tech or Oregon to make the national championship game to go on a run, hey, I like the path. Now, Daniel says it's anticlimactic selection. No excited to watch a rematch. I agree. That's the reason I didn't really want to watch it, Daniel. I didn't want that matchup, is I didn't want a rematch. And honestly, just as a fan of a team in the SEC, you grind it out in the SEC and then now go play another SEC team. I don't like that. I do the same thing in college basketball when they get the tournament and you see some of those same teams. It's like, I want new blood. I want new teams. Hey, Hookem, is there an instant reaction about going to the Cheez-It Bowl? Maybe you can join that. Cheez-It Bowl reaction videos. Is there one going on?
Hey, OU's been in the Cheez-It Bowl. They know how it feels. Good thing they're not anymore. Hey, Jay, I think OU would go to – so it's Rose Bowl, and then after that, if they were to move on, I think it's Glendale, Arizona, or the Peach Bowl.
But we know that the second-round matchup, if you beat Alabama, will be at the Rose Bowl with Indiana.
Correct. Hey, Jay, I think if you want to look at the bracket overall, a team that has a huge, major argument is guess who?
Who's that?
A&M. No, don't even. I'll tell you why right now. Even the committee, Hunter Yurchek was asked this. The committee said A&M's, overall, you look at the metrics, A&M's metrics were way better than Ole Miss. Same number of losses. They lost in a rivalry game to Texas. Okay? Now, Ole Miss lost to Georgia. I get it. But all the metrics, if you look at it all, they were better. And when he was asked a question, he couldn't give an answer, Jay.
Well, he couldn't give an answer. He doesn't give any answers at all.
And Ole Miss's coach is gone. They should have moved down one. They get Tulane. It should have been Ole Miss, Miami, Jay.
Hey, yeah, well, probably.
Hey, see you later, Hookem. I'm banning you. See you later. It's been real. See ya. Let me make sure I'm banning the right person.
Well, he can go watch something else. It's not a big deal.
Not in the mood.
Yeah, he's going to make another account, as Cork says. Hey, Germ, what were we even talking about? I got sidetracked.
Well, we were just talking about A&M.
Yeah, I don't know. They had Ole Miss ahead of them last week. Here's the thing that's baffling. Okay. And this is what just totally blew my mind. And this is why the Notre Dame thing is every other conference champion or conference, the ones that played in the conference championship moved down. The only one that didn't was Bama, and they got destroyed. It's obvious to me the reason they didn't move down is they didn't want Notre Dame and Miami. They didn't want that buffer between Notre Dame and Miami. They wanted Miami to jump them. And so they had to have Notre Dame next to Miami, which I think is bogus. Why do you have to have them next to each other? And if you want to fix the whole conference, the whole college football playoff committee, there's one way to fix the committee, period. Only one way possible.
What's that?
Live camera room in the room.
Oh, I agree. It would be the best reality show on television.
Every Tuesday night, it's live, and you listen to debate it. And then you kind of know where you stand as a team. Like
I agree, Jay.
Because Notre Dame was ahead of Miami the whole year, and then all of a sudden, well, now they're not. That's stupid. And I don't think Notre Dame should have been, but that's stupid.
Several comments in here about the matchup as far as rematch. I agree with people. I hate rematches. I hate rematches. Sometimes I like rematches if I'm the losing team because there's a revenge factor. Now, I will say this on OU side. Even though OU won the game, you might as well thought they had lost it because national pundits, everyone's saying OU just, they allowed all these yards. They just got turnovers. It was kind of a fluke of a win. Well, that better be all over the locker room. And here's the biggest issue of it all. The group of five. Tulane, James Madison should not be in. It should be Notre Dame and another team. Notre Dame and Vandy, Jay. Period.
Well, until you do away with the group of five, it's just not going to happen. They got to figure that out. So
basically, those two teams.
Friday night game is going to be epic, dude. Friday night lights under 7 p.m. You got a 2-week buildup, really. I guess it's really. Let's see. It's only 2 weeks from yesterday, right?
Correct.
So you're pretty Friday. Much. Yeah. So it's going to be here before you know it. But here's the thing.
BV was on there with Reese Davis. I have not seen the whole thing. I just saw the clip where he said, "Don't worry about us, Reese. Our fans will be ready to go."
Yeah.
There's going to be a call out for fans. I-35 is going to be an absolute debacle on Friday afternoon.
Well, from what I read, I just saw it on Twitter. They moved graduate finals to Saturday and graduation Saturday. So they kind of changed it up.
Jay, I know you got a cheer competition
on Friday, state championship. So I'm figuring out what to do on that, but we'll figure it out.
Coach says he's going to miss the second half. I love some Friday night football, though.
Oh yeah.
Have they announced the announcing crew yet?
No, I would assume it's going.
I would assume it's Kirk.
I think it's Kirk and Chris because you look at the next game. By the way, Texas A&M Miami 11 a.m. on Saturday.
Correct.
So that means the night game is Oregon James Madison, or are they in the afternoon like at 2:30?
They're 2:30, I believe. Todd with the super says. No, by the way, James Madison's at 7:00. Jay, Oregon.
Wow! Wow! Over A&M Miami.
Yes, and I think they said it's because there's NFL games and they didn't want to have to compete with the NFL with their big matchup. That's why. Student tickets, J-Dub. Student tickets are only $35. He'll be there in the student section. Hey, Todd, thanks for the super. It says, College Football Playoff Committee penalized BYU for losing the Big 12 championship, but not Alabama. Did they, though?
Well, I don't know where BYU ended up, but
but BYU wasn't going to be in anyway unless they won. No, so it doesn't matter.
Hey, J-Dub, we emailed you back. I think it was you that emailed about the Discord link. You should, I think, Jerm, I think you emailed him this morning or this earlier today.
I did just 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, thanks for the super, Todd. Appreciate that, man. Student tickets, by the way, Hunter told us this, and Jackson, $35. That's it.
You know what half of the OU students are going to do?
They're going to try to sell them for money.
They're going to buy their ticket and sell it for $200 because they're lame, period. Yeah, I said it. They're lame.
Fill that student section up with a bunch of 30, 40-year-old people. That's fine.
That's fine. Yeah.
Rabid fans, baby. It's going to be a great atmosphere. You talk about hosting a home playoff game, dude. That's great.
No, this is right. They did. And hey, you go back and look at the stats. I think Ty Simpson threw for 346. They ran the ball for a lot more yards than OU. Mateer had like 10 carries, 23 yards, 130 yards passing. The biggest key is OU didn't turn it over.
And they got turnovers.
and Bama turned it over 3 times. So I do think the fact that Bama's favored already. I saw one, it was 1.5. Another one was 2.5. There's going to be a lot of chitter chatter for the next 13 days or whatever it is about fluke win of OU and Bama. There's going to be a lot of chitter chatter. You need R. Mason Thomas back, in my opinion, and OU's offense is going to have a lot better day than they did in Tuscaloosa. They're going to have to.
Yeah, and who was talking about Kirk and Fowler calling it earlier this year? Who said that?
Someone said that in the chat, but it wasn't them, Jay.
It was McElroy.
Yeah, it was the Bama man himself. I think they were talking about Kirk and Fowler in a game mentioned that.
Hey, Farm, I saw something today on Twitter that the tickets go on sale December 9th for the public, and it's like $135 a ticket.
Hey, and I can't answer this question. I didn't watch the actual committee thing. But they said the committee said BYU's performance in that game caused them to move out there.
I did see that clip because they played a team that they already lost to in the same amount and they lost again the same way. He said something like that, yeah.
Whereas Georgia, Bama went to Athens and beat them, they're saying.
But here's the thing that bothers me about the committee.
Bama's not playing well.
One thing with the committee is you have this. You have you can't put them with Notre Dame, Miami together until they're right next to each other. Then you can talk about head-to-head. And you say, well, you can't talk about Notre Dame's loss in September, right?
Correct.
But you can talk about Georgia's win. Alabama's win over Georgia in September. Georgia's way better than Alabama now.
Jay,
so why is that data point a big deal?
Don't try to make it make sense, Jay. You can't. Yeah, I agree with Blake. The biggest phrase in your message here, Blake, is this: 100% avoidable. The rematch was 100% avoidable. All they had to do was put Miami at 9 and Bama at 10. Or if they didn't want to do that.
Hold up. Jerm, here's the thing. You got to understand the committee. If the committee put Miami at 9 and Bama at 10, Notre Dame and Miami aren't next to each other. They have to have them next to each other for their.
No, they don't. That's not what was said, Jay. It's not.
Listen to Hunter Yurachek. That's what he said.
I don't listen to Hunter Yurachek. He's ridiculous.
But that's why they didn't do that, Germ.
That's not true, Jay.
The only way to do it, unless you can leave Bama out. That was the only way to do it, Germ.
Okay, Jason.
Yeah.
Not true.
It is true, Germ.
No, if the committee said it's not true, they don't speak truth. They don't know what truth is. Their truth is subjective, Jason. But it doesn't matter. OU's hosting a playoff game. I don't care who it is.
Bring it.
Prove that it wasn't a fluke, OU. You're getting all this money, too. This is just huge for the University of Oklahoma, Jay. It's huge. This is huge for Oklahoma.
It's massive, dude. Home playoff game. They're going to be excited. And I agree,
Chief
Jay.
was right.
That's what
Chief's been saying it for a few weeks. He was right.
And
now, I did yesterday say to you, Jay, and you ripped me. I said, I think it could be OU Bama.
Yeah, but I think you're signing tongue in cheek.
Chief, right.
I can't believe they got left out, to be honest.
It's the only what we said yesterday, Jay. The only way they were going to get Miami in is because they needed an ACC team in. Biggest game at OU since 2000? ?
Bigger.
No, is it the biggest since 2000?
Well, they're in the playoffs.
Actually, I disagree with this. It's not the biggest since 2000. I think it's the biggest since LSU this year.
No, this is the biggest.
Since LSU, Jay.
Oh, okay, your mic's getting muffled when you stream like that, bro.
Well, do you know what since means? In other words, so are you saying it's the biggest game, Jay, since 2000? There hasn't been a bigger game.
I understand what you're saying. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Now, Georgia wasn't a home game. I think they're saying biggest game in Norman since.
Yeah, and
Billy, you're right. Join a conference.
Here's the thing nobody's talking about this, but the biggest thing about Notre Dame being get left out is one thing.
What?
0.0 money. They don't get any of it.
Oh, I know, because they're not in the conference.
Just like when they make the playoff, they get all of it. When they don't make it, bing, 0. And Germ, I've told you this before. Notre Dame's better than Miami. They're a better team.
Maybe you're going to argue that till whenever. You can't prove it. Oh, hey, by the way, Jay,
if I'm a Notre Dame fan, I'm ticked right now.
What's the only way you can prove who's better?
You got to play it on the field.
Did they? Did they already play it on the field?
Well, September.
Okay, they did though. They did
September. First game of the year. September.
Hey, yeah, Rose Bowl.
No. Hold up. With your little thing you just said, who's better, Bama or Georgia?
They've split.
No, if they wouldn't have played yesterday.
They played yesterday. They split. In other words, if Notre Dame and Miami played tomorrow, we'd see if Miami.
It matters how you're playing closer to the end of the year, Jerm.
Okay.
I mean, it's not just about who you beat.
Yeah, Notre Dame is not getting a dime. Okay, they're not getting a dime.
Trying to figure this out, Randy. I'm trying to figure this out still.
I know you got a state cheer competition.
Well, I'm trying to figure some things out. I mean, it would be epic to be able to go. I'll say that.
Hey, here's the other thing. Jay Cart 29, welcome on here, says, "Is it just me? But if Ohio State and Indiana are the two best teams, this thing 1,000,000% agree with this. This thing is wide open." I would say this: remove Tulane, remove James Madison, remove Ole Miss, remove Miami. Or is anyone else able to win it, Jay, in your opinion? Or do you remove Bama and OU as well?
Listen, I think.
Or are you removing A&M?
Listen, I think any team from 5 to 12 has a tougher time because 4 wins is tough.
Hey,
that's tough, dude. That's tough.
It is. Hey, the whole Bama stuff, 2 straight games they've lost to OU. There's 2 ways to look at it. They have the ultimate revenge factor, value, whatever you want to say, opportunity in front of them. They can win the one that really matters.
Yeah.
Second of all, though, if they are to get down early or Simpson is pressured early, or they turn it over early, this stuff's going to go in their head again, Jay. Let's also not mention the fact they scored 21 against OU this year. They scored, 3 or 6 last year? Like, they haven't been able to do much against BV. I do think, Jay, they're going to abandon. They're not even going to. They threw 42 passes against OU in Tuscaloosa. They didn't throw near that many last night, I don't think. They tried to establish a running game. I don't think they're even going to try to establish a running game.
Oh, see, I'm totally against you on this.
I think they're going to take shot after shot down the field.
No, because, the first game, that's what I said. They're going to throw for 40 or 50 times, and they did. But, Jerm, how did they lose that game, though?
Turnovers.
If you don't throw the ball, you're not –
They can't run the ball, Jason.
Okay, but, Jerm, watch Missouri and LSU. You play a no-throwing game, just grind the clock, you're going to be in it in the 4th. I think that's what they're going to do. I don't see them coming out throwing 40 times because I think you look at it, you had the Eli Bowman pick, you had the strip sack from Wine. I think they're going to try to eliminate the turn and just try to get this just a grinded out game. And it won't be pretty.
Hey, people are forgetting last week. Does everyone forget? Alabama went for it on 4th down when they could have kicked a field goal. It's a tie game. And they got it, or that Auburn fumbles that ball. Auburn and Bama was a close game. Alabama has been struggling. Can they turn it around? Yes. They have talent everywhere. They can turn it around.
Hey, why wouldn't Kit be playing?
Yeah, why wouldn't Kit be playing?
He's playing.
I hope our Mason Thomas is back.
And NIL commission, this is a good statement.
Ryan Grubb's going to throw the ball.
That's how they like to throw the ball.
Keith, you're right. I love Dickey over there at Tech. He can run the ball, man. They're good.
Yeah. Anything else kind of surprise you at all?
No, I mean, I can't wait for the matchup. We're going to have a lot of live shows at 9:30 every night between now and this matchup, Jay. There's a lot of storylines to look at in this matchup. There's a lot of guys that could possibly return for this matchup on both sides of the ball. I think there's a lot of fire under guys on both sides of the ball. It's going to be a really, really good matchup with a lot of stories leading up to it, Jay.
Where are we at with RMT? I assume RMT will be back.
I would hope, Jay.
mean, that's another 2 weeks from now, and he's been off, 3 weeks already?
He didn't play against them.
Correct.
He did not play against them last time.
That's right. Wine had a beast of a game.
Taylor Wine was huge.
Second half, they just shut him down. I mean, can't believe this, Daniel. This is crazy, man.
It's crazy.
Been a wild ride. 10-2 in the playoffs, hosting a home game.
Is it house money, Jay?
Well, I want to win this game, Jerm.
Well, that's not what I asked you, idiot.
Yeah, you kind of did. I'm not doing
Of course, everyone wants to win.
I'm not doing no house money stuff. I don't do that. That's stupid.
Well, I'll say it then.
You're there now. You want to win the game. Period. Stop.
Do you even know what house money means, dude?
I'm not here for no participation trophy.
Jason.
Not here for it.
I ask you a question, and then you turn it to.
I promise you ask the players right now. No.
Man. Then obviously you don't know what house money is, and neither does anyone in the chat if they agree with you. I didn't ask you, does OU want to win the football game? Duh. What kind of person are you, Jay? I asked you if where they're at right now, I mean, you got a home game. To me, it's house money, and it's your house that it's at.
Yeah.
Hey, Bama can lick their chops all they want. OU's licking their chops too because a lot of people had OU at 7-5 or 6-6. They're in the playoff. They're in the playoff at home, by the way. I don't like the rematch though.
If you go by, hey Josh, if you go by the teams right now that are playing the best, to me, you would take to go your top 12. You would take Tulane, and you would take James Madison out, and you'd have to take a third team out. You take Bama because they're not playing well down the stretch. And I would put Vandy, Texas, and Notre Dame in. And there's your top 12 in my opinion. Agree or disagree, Jerm?
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. Hey, odds we beat them in Norman?
Well, they're not
50-50. I think 50-50, Jay.
Yeah, they're not favored. It's kind of like a pick 'em. I mean, they're 2.5-point dogs right now. Leonard Cooper, thanks so much for the super. He says, here's some money, $4.99. It's house money. So appreciate that, Leonard.
Yeah. Hey, look, Jay, let's talk because we got a 9:30 live show tonight. If you're new to this channel, subscribe to us. Hit the like button, everyone. We go live every night at 9:30. This is just a little Sunday bonus edition as the college football playoff bracket was released. We will be live every night at 9:30 for an hour to talk all things about this bracket and look at these matchups, specifically this OU-Bama matchup. I welcome any Bama fan on here. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, Todd says, would you agree that OU defense wears down offense in the second half? Yeah, that's a good point, Todd. They have proven to do that. You're right about that.
Mr. B says OU's not scared of Bama. OU's probably the last team Bama wanted to see against him in the bracket.
Yeah, you know what, Mr. B, that's a great comment because there are a lot of OU fans who are like, I don't want to play Bama again. I already played him. I think you're dead right. Out of all the teams in the playoff, the one team Bama did not want to see on their name, they were probably wishing they dropped a 10.
Oh, I agree.
They were probably wishing they played Aggies.
Yeah, you'd be a fly on the wall in that room when that was announced. It was probably like, ugh.
Ty Simpson. I mean, OU kind of started his streak of bad games.
Yeah, the interesting thing is going to be how quickly these guys can heal. So, actually, Ron.
Yeah, you did. You did say that.
I did say that.
I clipped it. We didn't put it on TikTok.
We put it on TikTok. I did say that. And then last night, do you remember, Jay? We talked about how they probably wouldn't move him down. It could be OU.
Jeremy, here's what I got to say before we close this night. I got to say this. If it makes sense, it's not going to happen. Like, that made too much sense for them to put Bama at 9 and then move him down to 10.
We need to re-clip that and say, if this made too much sense. So
I guess so, because I'm shocked they're still at 9. Shocked.
Yeah.
Shocked.
Hey, appreciate the supers today from Leonard, from a couple of others that gave us supers today. Todd gave us a super as well, and a couple others. Thanks so much for your support. We're back here tonight at 9:30, guys. Hit the like before you leave. We'll catch you tonight. Can't wait for it.
Let's go. Boomer soon.